New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
And where are we? There it is. Hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here on a Friday night. It's 5 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it is time for the good news. Fridays at 5, the good news here on New Thought Media Network. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. I love that we get a chance to share together, and I trust bring you some of the good news stories that are going to inspire you throughout the weekend. That's what it's all about. Let's jump right into it here this evening. India's health minister just reported that a national insurance program has treated an astonishing 6.8 million people for cancer, 75% of whom live in rural areas. The cost of the work amounted to around $1.5 billion US. It's managed and paid for by the country's flagship health insurance program. Patients can get financial assistance to fight breast cancer, oral, cervical, lung cancer, as well as metastatic melanoma, chronic leukemia, and Burkitt's lymphoma. Now, this is India, so it was not an easy feat or a small feat by that matter as well, incorporating over 200 individual insurance packages and 500 different cancer treatments. Now, those living below the poverty line were able to avail themselves of one-time financial assistance of up to $17,500 US. And that's providing someone in their family had been impacted by cancer. Good work, India. Doing the big work. If they can find a way, folks, I think every developed country can find a way. Even many undeveloped countries can probably find a way. Where there's a way, I believe. Where there's a will, there is a way. There is always a way. Let's look at what Lowe's is doing. Now, Lowe's has committed $9 million in grants to support 15 different nonprofits nationwide dedicated to training the next generation of tradespeople to meet the growing demand for workers. And this is fueled by rising wages and expanding job opportunities. The grants support training programs focused on carpentry and construction, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and appliance repair. From Alaska to Mississippi, each organization is helping prepare new tradespeople to fill the dearth in the U.S. workforce. In construction alone, average hourly earnings have risen 4.4% over the past 12 months. That's according to the Associated Builders and Contractors. Janice Dupree from the Lowe's Foundation said, "We listen closely to contractors and know that many candidates don't have the necessary skills to fill the wide range of open trade positions. Through modern training methods, these nonprofits are unlocking the workforce's potential while building an economy that rewards skills, not just titles or four-year degrees." Good work happening. I love it. Long said, nothing wrong with the trades, folks. Good hard work, good work. That's what we're focusing on here on the good news. Hey, you all know that I love my tech stories as much as the next one. And this one caught my eye. And we found this. I want to remind you, we found this over at the goodnewsnetwork.org. They do a great job collating and bringing together a number of good news stories every week. We invite you to check them out and learn a little bit more about their mission. We also source a number of our stories from Sunny Skies, sunnyskies.com, another great resource for good news. If you don't get enough here on Friday nights, check out both these sites and learn more about their mission to bring good news into the world. All right, solar is one of the best solutions to the growing demand for renewable green energy. However, conventional solar panels do contribute to clean energy production. Their disposal presents several environmental challenges. Well, a groundbreaking innovation may be changing all of that. Researchers have developed a method to fully recycle modern solar panels using water as the main solvent. You heard it, water. This would make them truly sustainable energy. The method from scientists at Linköping University in Sweden can recycle all parts of the modern my notes just jumped away from me there, of the modern recycled cells. So the method works with one of the promising technologies for next solar cells called perovskite. Now I practiced these words earlier today. What researchers are saying is that there is currently no efficient technology to deal with the waste of silicone panels, and this new cellular type material is going to allow for a better solar cell and water as the solvent to allow them to be recycled. Good news, even in the solar world. And hey, here's a story that I love to follow, and we follow every year. And I'm so grateful that we've got more good news happening in this regard. I tell you, Mother Nature has a way of course correcting, and in this case, it's back with the monarch butterflies. The number of monarchs overwintering this year in Mexico nearly doubled, according to last year's census. This was all released last week by the World Wildlife Fund in Mexico and their partners. During the last few months over the first few months of 2025, the population of eastern monarchs occupied 4.42 acres of central Mexico's forest. That's up from 2.22 acres during the previous winter. The encouraging survey was conducted with the help of Mexico's National Commission of Protected Natural Areas and local communities. It serves as an important indicator of the health of the monarch population, which has been clawing its way back from dangerously low levels earlier in the century. I remember reporting last year it was big news that we were at 2.22 acres. Now we're up to 4.4. I'm going to call it 4.4. Let's go with 4.44 acres. Officials said it's time now to turn this year's increase into a lasting trend with an all-hands approach where governments, landowners, conservationists, and citizens continue to safeguard critical habitat along the monarch's North American migratory route. Scientists attribute much of this year's population growth to better weather conditions in 2024, less severe drought than previous years along the migration route. And a second report showed that the forest degradation in the monarch butterfly biosphere reserve, where they overwinter, has improved by 10% as well. Combined, the monarchs are making a comeback, folks. Love this news. Good news all abound. And hey, speaking of some good news, we need to take a quick break, let a couple of our sponsors say hello, let you learn a little bit more about what's going on here at the New Thought Media Network. However, we invite you to stay with us and don't go away. Give our sponsors some love and attention. We'll be right back with more good news stories here on the New Thought Media Network right after this.
Welcome to Science of Mind Archives, your gateway to spiritual wisdom. Join us for our grand opening gala. Experience a weekend of inspiration. Enjoy a ribbon-cutting ceremony, a gala dinner and workshops, plus a labyrinth walk and town hall. Connect with a community of seekers. Explore spiritual teachings and resources. Find your path to personal growth. Join us from April 24th to 27th. Lodging options are still available. Visit our website www.scienceofmindarchives.com for more details. Please RSVP by March 15th. Featuring Reverend Jesse Jennings, musical inspirations with Karen Drucker, and the spirit of Ernest Holmes. Come celebrate our new home at Unity Village, Lee's Summit, Missouri, and please visit www.scienceofmindarchives.com.
Are you passionate about media, storytelling, and making a difference? Welcome to New Thought Media Network, where your voice matters. We amplify diverse voices and share impactful stories. Join us in our mission. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to creativity and community, looking for enthusiastic volunteers who want to be part of something bigger, learn, grow, and collaborate in various aspects of media production. Incredible support and camaraderie await you here. Your contributions will help us create powerful content that resonates with audiences and drives social change.
Ready to make a difference? Visit our website www.ntmedia.org to learn more about volunteer opportunities and how you can get involved.
Find our volunteer inquiry under the Engage tab on our website, or visit www.ntmedia.org/volunteer. We look forward to connecting with you soon.
And we're back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. I'm Dr. Robert. Friday evening. Thanks for being with me here this evening as we celebrate the good news stories we find throughout the world. And here's a fun one. 20 years after Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans, the Big Brothers Big Sisters mentorship organization is finally relaunching a chapter in New Orleans. Oh my gosh. Callie Christ has been the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters in the wider area of Arcadia and Greater New Orleans since 2017. She said there are thousands of local kids who could benefit from a mentor. And in an encouraging development, there seemed to be an emerging interest in people willing to volunteer. New data from Big Brothers Big Sisters shows that there is a 7% increase in Black males who are volunteering, which is a critical demographic for the organization. Since the New Orleans relaunch, the group has already made 15 matches. Now, mentorship typically occurs in one of two ways. The first is a school-based, in which a mentor visits their little brother or little sister in school and meets with them weekly. The other option is a community-based experience in which the child and mentor participate in an activity together for 2 to 3 hours a month. Spending time together over pizza, 15 minutes over a cup of coffee, or 30 minutes of playing football makes an incredible impact on young people's ability and lives. Good work. Here we go. I didn't know nationally Big Brothers Big Sisters serves approximately 400,000 kids, with a roughly 55% of those living below the poverty line. But there are 30,000 children on a waiting list across the country, so volunteers are needed. If you're interested, reach out to the Big Brothers Big Sisters to learn more. Sometimes it takes just a little, folks. Sometimes it takes a lot. 20 years to get Big Brothers Big Sisters back into New Orleans. So happy it's there. And let's make sure though it doesn't. Let's make sure things like that don't go away. takes innovation, takes a different perspective of it sometimes. And here's another one. I love this story. This comes to us out of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, at Hatboro Horsham High School in Pennsylvania. English teacher Christina Ulmer is proving that even a small gesture can create a big impact. Each semester, she gives her students $20 with a heartfelt request: use it to do something kind. The challenge began back in 2018, inspired by our personal trauma. Ulmer lost her sister, Katie, in a car accident, and when a police officer returned her sister's purse, it contained over $100 in tips she had earned that morning. Ulmer immediately knew the money had to be used for something good. She said, my sister Katie was always doing something to help people, so I knew the money had to be used for good. That same year, while teaching Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, a 1953 novel depicting a screen-obsessed, disconnected future society, Ulmer had an idea. It's set in a time when everyone is glued to their screens and society lacks empathy, she sounds. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? She told her students that the way to prevent our world from becoming Fahrenheit 451 is through kindness and connection. She gave each student $20 and asked them to perform a random act of kindness in Katie's honor. The project became known as the $20 Challenge. Eventually, it gained momentum. Students embraced the opportunity, using their $20 to help the homeless, support animal shelters, and even surprise veterans groups. One group of girls created a basket of treats for an orphanage. One story that stood out involved a student visiting family in the Midwest, and she spent her $20 on donuts, stood on a street corner with her uncle, and handed them out to strangers. The young lady now continues that tradition yearly. Thank you so much, Christina. You're doing good in the world, and you're bringing more heart and more love and more good to the world. That's good news in my book. Hey, here's some more good news. And this one, a 9-year-old transplant survivor recently had the opportunity of a lifetime to help craft a menu for the ritzy Pittsburgh Hotel's restaurant. In the name of raising money for a local chapter of Make-A-Wish Foundation, little chef in the making, Prince Wise, was adamant it had to be crab cakes. Wise was just 7 when he was rushed to the hospital with dilated cardiomyopathy, an inflammatory condition of the left ventricle. He needed immediate surgery, and a special pediatric heart-assisted machine took months of recovery. During that time, while he was on the waiting list for a heart for over 3 months, everything happened quickly, said his mother. At that time, we were told we had to go to immediate surgery in order to save his life. The donor heart was eventually found, and Wise underwent the transplant successfully. Now, even though he's just a boy, he knows that every one of the 50 spices Hardin keeps in her spice rack, and he likes good seafood boil and loves nothing more than a visit to the local sushi bar. Once he learned how to eat without a feeding tube, he had to deal with cheeseburgers and a berry shake every day because everything else was too bland. During his treatment, Hardin got in contact with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which organized trips to Florida on a tour of its famous amusement parks. Eventually, Hardin became a foodie with the help of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Good work all around, folks. And hey, while we're on the story of hearts, oh boy, hang on for this one. In Australia, a man was kept alive for 100 days on an artificial heart made of titanium before a donor heart could be found. It's the longest ever period that a person has been kept alive by an artificial heart, giving its developers encouragement that it can play a major role in supporting waiting list patients whose hearts are failing. 5 months ago, a man in his 40s received the Bivacor total artificial heart after experiencing heart failure. The total artificial heart has no pumps, valves, or other moving parts that are susceptible to wear. Instead, magnetic levitation permits a single rotor to pump blood to the body through both ventricles. He was able to leave the hospital even before a donor heart was found. Wow, that's amazing. In a statement by the Corps, St. Vincent's Hospital, where the surgery was carried out, and Monash University, which provided the grant funding for the development of this heart, said that the result is a sign the artificial heart could potentially offer a long-term option for people suffering from heart failure. Bivocor's founder, Australian bioengineer Daniel Timms, who invented the device, said it was exhilarating to see decades of work come to fruition. I can only imagine. The entire Bivocor team is deeply grateful to the patient and his family for placing their trust in our total artificial heart. Their bravery will be the way for will pave the way for countless more patients to receive this life-saving technology. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The heart has already been tested in an early feasibility study in search of eventual FDA approval. 5 patients received the device, with the first being last July when a 58-year-old man suffered end-stage heart failure, received the implant during surgery at the Texas Medical Center. 4 others have also received the heart successfully, and organizers hope to expand it to 15 patients in the coming year. Here we are, folks, on the edge of technological wonders. Amazing. Hey, we're going to take another real quick break. Say thank you to some of our organizational sponsors and individual donors, but we've got more coming up, including this week's Hero of the Week. And, well, it's a trifecta of Heroes of the Week, so you don't want to miss this. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents the 2025 Season for Nonviolence 64-day meditation series, January 30th through April 4th. Join us as we carry the vision of a world that works for all.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our organizational sponsors and individual donors. It's thanks to folks like you that we're able to share these mighty messages of good out into the world. If you'd like to learn more about becoming part of our financials, a sustaining financial member, please head on over to our website, ntmedia.org/donate, and learn more. All right. Welcome back, folks. It's Friday night. It's time for the good news, and we've got a trifecta of heroes this week. A New Haven teenager who once experienced homelessness is being celebrated for his compassion and generosity. On Wednesday, members of the city's Board of Alders presented Keontre Floyd with an official citation for his heartfelt toy donation to the homeless shelter New Reach. Floyd, during the ceremony, said, "I want to thank God for keeping me on track and keeping my eyes on the prize." Having endured homelessness for 8 years as a child, Floyd felt driven to give back during the holiday season, and he donated $2,000 worth of toys to New Reach, the same shelter that once supported his mother and younger siblings. "I felt like I did my younger self a favor to go get those kids Christmas gifts, something my younger self would have wanted," Floyd said. "And as I did that, I was closing a chapter in my life." Floyd's parents were also present to share their pride and gratitude. His father, Tyrese Brown, reflected on how meaningful it was to witness his son's generosity. "I made a prayer a long time ago that if I once had a chance in life to correct my wrongs, this is it right here. This is him," Brown said, pointing to his son. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good news happening all around. And a British grocery store delivery driver saved a woman's life after she didn't answer the door, and he got a feeling that something wasn't right. Leandro Pinto Dantes sensed that there was a problem and decided to go back for another look. He spotted a woman lying unconscious on the floor. It was around 9 p.m. in the coastal town of Poole in southern England when the driver for the Asta stores arrived at his next delivery. "Everything seemed normal," said the 36-year-old. "The light was on and the TV was on. I knocked on the door but didn't get an answer, so I called the contact number we had for the delivery but also got no reply. He turned to go but said something didn't feel right. I believe God made me go back to that window. I pushed some branches away so I could get a better look, and that's when I saw the lady face down on the floor. He called an ambulance. Paramedics were soon on the scene and gave the diabetic woman some glucose to raise her blood sugar. Leandro wasn't even scheduled to work that night, but had swapped shifts with another driver at the last moment. The woman was taken to the hospital with low blood pressure, but was discharged the following day. All are hailing Leandro as a hero. We agree, sir. Thank you so very much for being part of what's going right in the world and all the good things that are happening. And hey, folks, here's one. 9-year-old Jason Branch stepped in to save his friend's life from choking by using a Heimlich maneuver. The boy said he learned this classic life-saving technique for clearing the airways by watching YouTube videos, showing that maybe a little screen time isn't that bad after all. Local Raleigh news outlet reported that the Raleigh Oak Charter School young man saved the life of his 7-year-old friend Darren. They were playing basketball and he ate a granola bar, and we started playing longer until he started choking, said Branch. I didn't know he was actually choking, so I did my thing, which was a Heimlich. Surveillance footage indeed showed them playing basketball with 2 other kids when the shorter of the 2 suddenly stopped and bent over. Wasting no time at all, Branch, who can be seen in the white shirt, gave 2 compressions on Darren's abdomen, which dislodged the food. The remarkable part is how everything went back to normal as the kids began playing basketball again. Good news. Thank you, Jason. 9 years old and saving a life. That's what we like here at the Good News on the Good News. Folks, thanks for being with us tonight. I've got to get out of here, let you get into the rest of your evening. But hey, remember, in just a half hour, it's Reverend Michael Mangus and the Fireside Chat. You don't want to miss that. That starts coming up soon here just at the top of the hour. Be sure to check that out. Evening prayers at 8:30, at 8:15 as always. And remember, tomorrow at 9, it's the Saturday morning Science of Mind conversation series. We'll be back at the end. So, all right, that's all I've got. I got to get out of here for now. Until next time, we want to wish you peace and absolute richest blessings.